Everybody wants to be a business owner until you have to start owning some shit. Welcome back to my channel, you guys. I wanted to make a quick video. I just got in the house. I was about to lay down and probably scroll through Netflix to find something to watch. But I said, let me record a video for YouTube because I haven't recorded and I have 10 minutes to dedicate to you guys. Even though I'm extremely tired, my throat is hurting because with the weather change and everything, it's doing a thing. Okay, it's doing a thing. And in my office, it's really cold. And then outside, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's hot anyway. Okay, but I did want to, of course, stay as consistent as I possibly can. So I hope you guys are having an amazing Monday. It is Monday the 15th at 7:43 p.m. where I am. Whenever you were watching this video, I hope that you're having an amazing day. So I wanted to give you guys some quick updates on just what I've been having going on. I think the last time we spoke, I was getting ready to hire some help or was interviewing and that whole process. And I just wanted to kind of just catch you guys up to where I currently am. So I just taught a class on Saturday called Ink to Income. It was Ink to Income Boot Camp. And when I tell you, I left that class so full because it was confirmation that everything that I am doing is aligned with where God wants me to be right now. The way the attendees of Ink to Income poured in on me, when I tell you they loved on me, and I was just basically sharing information about what I have done to become a notary, what I do to market, all of like my business acumen, and just, you know, some of the things that I've been doing that has worked. And just sharing my experience in business and the things that I know about marketing and all of the things as it pertains to being a notary. And you would be surprised. I tell you guys all the time, your step one, or you may be at point Z and someone is literally at step or point A, just trying to get to point B. And they just want to know what the next step is. And you've already gotten through all of the things to get you to the point where you are now. And people appreciate when you are able to just help them get to the next step. And so we was on that call for about 4.5 hours, you guys. And when I tell you they did not want to leave, they did not want to leave. When I left, because I went to the office to do the class, and when I left the office, my voice was going hoarse because of how much talking I had done, but I was so full. And that's why I tell you guys all the time, monetize your life. Like, people will pay you to learn what it is that they don't know, right? People will pay you to find out the information that they wish that they had. It's just the way of the world, you guys. You pay colleges to go to school, right? And to learn information that you did not know. It is the exact same thing. And when I tell you people will pay you, people will pay you, okay? By the end of my Ink to Income boot camp, I had some of the attendees saying that they should have paid more for that class. I had some of the attendees like, how can I work with you on a VIP level, on a one-on-one level? And they were just like ready. They were ready to work, because when people see that you have the knowledge and the experience that you have, and they know that you can get them to at least further than where they are, they will invest. Those that are serious will invest. So Ink to Income was very successful, but if I'm being honest, I'm glad that it's behind me now, because I really need to focus on just everything that we have with the company, right? Everything that we have going on with the company. And I felt like I was pulled. I was torn between wanting to make sure everything that they came for and more, but still part of my brain was in the business, right? And making sure the business was running, interviewing, like all of the things, right? So I'm literally being pulled in 30 directions. And I'm telling you, some people, I appreciate what I do because I'm doing it for myself. And so I don't mind putting in the long hours, and I don't mind like putting in the hard work because I don't feel like a caged bird. I know that I'm working on something that can leave a legacy behind that is going to leave a legacy behind for my family. And when I was employed, I didn't have that feeling. I just felt like I was existing in life, and I was just going with, just going with the flow, right? And there was I wasn't reaching towards anything. It was just, I was feeling very stuck, right? And now, although I am tired often, it's a different kind of tired, right? If you're an owner, you understand, right? It's a different kind of tired. You're tired, you're exhausted, your mind doesn't stop because there's always something to do. There's always something to do as a business owner. When you're an employee, you go to them people's job, you do their job, you clock out, you don't think about the job till you get back there. As an owner, when you leave the office or when you close the computer or your laptop or whatever, your mind is still thinking about that business. Okay. If you were a business owner, or if you've ever had a business before, I want you to comment down below and tell me if you agree or not. All right. So of course, there's pros and cons to being an owner, but baby, I wouldn't trade it. I would not trade it. They could not pay me to go back and just live in the matrix. They couldn't pay me to do it. Anyway, so Ink to Income was a success. That's behind me. Everybody left full. I'm very grateful to have had that experience. I don't know when I'm doing another one. It probably will not be until November sometime, because I do need to focus on building out my company. So I'm really upset because my nail chipped, but it's okay. So I did end up hiring someone, thank God. And I'm so grateful for her, because when I tell y'all, this girl has only been working with me. Tomorrow will be a week that she has been working with me. And she is like so ambitious, so like just ready to learn, so hungry for just information. And let me tell you, I am blessed to have her as a part of the team. So things have been really good. She has been really just, solidifying the leads, making the touch points with the leads when we go out to market. So essentially what we do is we go out, we give out our compliance packets, we get the business cards from the companies that we go out to, and then when we get back, we're making sure that we are following up with them, emailing, calling every few days, and we have a whole tracking system and everything, right? So right now we are at over 1,000 leads, y'all. And so when I tell y'all we are overwhelmed with work, we are literally inundated with work, okay? And I promised her, I told her I'm going to get her some help. I just can't do it right now, but I am going to get her some help. So we've been focused on that. While she is taking care of that, I am just making sure we have an online presence. Today I had a phone call with the Better Business Bureau, and we're working on getting us accredited with the Better Business Bureau, and just really, laying the foundation for us to have a strong online presence. Although we are working with the marketing team, there's still things as the owner that I have to do on my end. So I do want to share this with you guys, because being an entrepreneur is not always glitz and glam and all of the things, right? So I was rejected by Quest for a house account for the drug testing side of my business. And for a minute, I felt a little discouraged, because I'm like, why would y'all reject me? But from what I found out, Quest Diagnostics now will run a credit check for the business. And if the business is too new and doesn't have just doesn't have credit solidified, they will deny it. And so at first I was I was like, no one told me that I had to have a certain amount of credit to be considered for a house account with Quest. Like, no one is talking about that, right? So I don't know if nobody knows or if nobody's just not sharing the information, but I'm like, nobody tells you that to get a house account with Quest, they are going to run a credit check on the business, not on you as a person, but on the business. And if the business is very new and it doesn't have a certain amount of credit history, Quest will deny you. Okay? I just found that out. So if you didn't know, I'm sharing my experience with you. If you had a different experience with Quest, please feel free to put it down below. But that was just my experience. They just said the business is too new. Sorry, we can't help you. And I emailed them back today, and I did ask them, like I told them, I said I will put a card on file, to do some type of prepayment arrangement, so that you know that your money is going to be available, because we do have a business bank account, and I do have debit cards and things like that in the business name. But they haven't emailed me back, so I have no idea where to go with that. But I'm not going to let that stop me. I have been just applying to work with some TPAs. So I've been looking into that and working on that this week. Today's Monday. So primarily all day today, that's what I've been focusing on. Just really trying to get the TPAs down, because if Quest denied me, LabCorp is probably going to do the exact same thing, run a credit check, and they're going to see that we don't have any established credit yet. What I did do is I went ahead and got my Duns and Bradstreet number so that I can start, just really start building my business credit. And eventually at some point we'll be able to get a house account with Quest and LabCorp. I'm not going to let that stop me, but it was discouraging for a second. But I have been an entrepreneur now for quite some time, and not just being an entrepreneur, I have seen what God can do, even when the doors that I thought should have been open didn't open, right? And God would easily be like, I didn't open that door because I had this plan for you. And so I literally trust that everything that happens in my life, in my business, is happening the way that God intends for it to happen. And so LabCorp doesn't want to work with us right now, and that's okay. We're going to keep moving. We're going to keep on trucking. If you guys, those of you that are in the drug testing space, if you have any insight on how to, circumvent the whole house account thing, please feel free to comment down below. In the meantime, we have been getting out there and making connections with home care facilities, hospice, assisted living facilities. We're going to some estate planning attorneys this week. And so just making sure that we are making the connections and building the relationships. If I've learned nothing in business, when you build the relationships, that will bring you the dollars faster than you trying to sell something. Okay. You guys know I have never been a salesperson, and I'm never going to tell you to sell anything on this platform. What I will recommend and what has yielded me this level of success in my life is by sharing the information that I know, giving value, really positioning myself as the subject matter expert, and maybe sometimes just sharing my experience as I go along and building the relationships and making the connections. Okay. Those things right there, if you do that and you do them in the right way, that will get you the money 10 times faster than you trying to sell something. So that's kind of what's been going on in my life right now. We've just been really grinding, right? Really making sure that we are building our leads. Like I said, we have over 1,000 leads. We're working with a marketing company right now who pulled a massive lead list for us through the system that they use. We've also, well, there's this lead generation called Apollo.io. So if you're not familiar with Apollo.io, it is a lead generating platform. So you can kind of just put whatever your criteria is, and it'll give you a list of leads based on who you are trying to market to, right? And it's just a matter of you scrubbing those leads, making the contacts. A big thing that we've been doing is connecting on LinkedIn. I have the premium version of LinkedIn, and you know, you can inbox, and I have been reaching out to everybody on LinkedIn, not to sell anything, but just to, you know, just tap in with them. I've been paying attention to what's going on within their facilities. That's another way to just stay connected and to show the company that you're not just there to make the sale. You are there to, because you know, you appreciate what they're doing in their business, right? Like I said, building the relationship. So if they're celebrating a 10-year anniversary, I am reaching out and saying happy 10-year anniversary. If they just hired somebody, congratulations on a new hire. Like, I'm just making sure that my face is continuously seen and that the company is continuously seen. So I was telling the Ink to Income attendees, like, you know how you've seen a commercial over and over and over and over, and now you know the jingle. And the only way that that was able to stay stuck in your head is because they kept it in your face. And that's marketing, okay? And so it's really just a matter of copying these big box companies and doing what these big box companies are doing, because whatever they're doing is working. And so do what works. Don't try to reinvent the wheel, right? And that's something that I've learned in business as well. And so we are also preparing for Q4 of the year. And I feel like God is just setting the foundation, like allowing us to set the foundation, because the influx that's going to come in, we have to be prepared for it. And a lot of the times we pray for the blessing, but God is like, get ready for the blessing, prepare for the blessing. Because if you get the blessing and you're not prepared for it, all that's going to happen is that you're going to fumble it, right? And think about all of the things that you might have experienced or gotten in your life that you wasn't prepared for, and it just slipped right through your fingers because you did not take the time to prepare for what you was, you know, what God was about to do for you or what you was about to get. And so I will be damned if, like, I get this blessing of an influx of clients and I'm not able to really show up, right, as the business that I know that we are. And so I don't want to talk you guys head off, you guys. I just wanted to make sure that I did just post a video giving you guys an update on where I am and what's going on in the business and everything. Digital products, still very much. Digital products, first of all, is always going to be one of my streams of income, without a shadow of a doubt. I'm always going to have a digital product on something that I know, teaching something that I know, sharing some sort of information. Because if you don't have a digital product, like, what are you doing? What are you even doing? All of that information, all of the knowledge that you have, all of the experience that you have been through, and you are wasting your experience. I say it all the time. God does not waste our experiences. We waste our own experiences. Okay. And so anything I learned that I can teach, I'm going to put it in a digital product because people will pay for information. Anyway, that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. I will continue to come on and give you guys updates as often as I possibly can. I will try to get like some, you know, shots and different views and just, you know, me being out and all of the things. But when I'm working, I don't even think about it, to be completely honest. But I'm going to try as much as I can. Yeah, that's it. I love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.